but you're going Oxygen. Let's make it fun. I'll go EnVy, and we can kind of see where the cards fall.
Well, here we go. Manfield. Fans are ready. We hope you at home or wherever you're watching are ready as well. The world, or at least the rest of North America, big EnVy fans, hoping that they can keep Oxygen within reach of everybody else. Oxygen Esports out for themselves, trying to solidify their resume and try to earn their spot in the Winter Major. We're underway now with game one as Gimmick drops that to the backboard. He did not score against his former team yesterday in the lower bracket series with version 1. Didn't need to. LJ did. He scored 4 times, including the series winner, and he's got another here.
Oh, gets the flip reset right there, waits till the last second to use it, and his momentum carries him through that ball. Beautiful dunk on the goal line to give Oxygen the early lead.
There was only one goal in that series yesterday that LJ did not have a direct hand in, as this goes just wide off the ensuing kickoff. And now Toasty getting a piece of mist and letting Turbo Pulsa take this. And wow, that shot right off of LJ, fortunately right to Gimmick. And now Gimmick will give up that back boost to try and control the ball. He'll take that boost, and he may be called into action very, very soon with Toasty losing out on that challenge. Gimmick playing the possession game over Turbo. Has LJ as an option. Play decoy, and the demo from Toasty has Oxygen up 2.
Toasty just turns ball cam off, goes straight downfield, and sees Mist trying to cover up the goal line. Oxygen firing on all cylinders here so far in Team EnVy. Not an answer in the book just yet.
2 very quick goals out of Oxygen in a tournament where they've generally been a pretty low-scoring team. They've won a lot of grindy defensive battles. Not the case early on against EnVy. And that's a big problem for EnVy because they themselves are no offensive juggernaut and never really have been. Drees just beats out LJ to the wall. Now Mist to the backboard, but nobody else following along. Drees waiting way back. Now he'll come up, challenges Toasty, trying to get this out to Turbo, and his shot not on target. That is, however, as he just picked Toasty's pocket.
Oh, criminal on the goal line here from Turbo. You think he's going to rotate out and sees Toasty trying to slow things down and just says yoink and takes that ball straight off of his hood. Great heads-up play there from the 4-time champion Turbo Pulsa.
Just only Turbo scores goals like that. It's so weird. Here's Turbo again. Looking for Drees. Let him a little too far. That goes back to Mist. Turbo up the ladder again. His shot stuffed by Toasty. At least he stopped that effort. Now Turbo on his way back. Everybody kind of jammed up in the corner except Toasty. He's got the stop at midfield as Oxygen tries to stop EnVy from getting any kind of momentum now after those 2 early goals and a shot off the crossbar from Drees. The crossbar and the post have been excellent defenders so far through the Rocket League 351.
And Stacks, I think for me, I think it's pretty easy to know what to do to beat Team EnVy. And again, in my book, it's slow down Mist. Do anything you can to prevent him from getting shots on target because he seems to be the spearhead for the offense of Team EnVy. And yeah, we did see Turbo Pulsa get the first goal for him, but if Mist starts popping off, I'll tell you, it's going to be a long day at the office for Oxygen Esports.
Well, Mist has that to the wall, looking for Turbo again, but LJ's got that out to the corner to Toasty. You would be surprised, actually. LJ and Toasty now both tied in goals now to lead Oxygen. Both 13 apiece out of the 32 that they've scored, including the 2 here in game 1. Drees right at Gimmick, as LJ will go up to play this to the corner. I may even try to score from here, but nothing doing as Mist got a piece of that. Now here goes Drees. Chance for EnVy. A team that needs so much out of this second regional event. LJ tracking Turbo and just stuff that back to the corner. Never let it get out in front. Now it does from Mist, but it goes harmlessly across. And Toasty won't be a part of the play for the moment. He'll spawn on the opposite side, fortunately for Oxygen. as things get a little less cluttered in the corner, and Gimmick can bring this out.
Yeah, that was an interesting placement there from Dries as he went low and slow, trying to hit inside that post, but Fender did a great job of sitting on the goal line and not trying to pre-jump that, as LJ gonna have plenty of space, but just puts that one away to Gimmick. I think he was expecting Gimmick to be a little far forward on that one, and he wasn't. His fist coming downfield, can't get the pass to Turbo, but that's gonna give some space to Dries and time, more importantly, to Team EnVy. Let's see what they can do with it as Gimmick posts that one back towards midfield, and so far, Team EnVy having a tough time getting their offense going in that orange half.
What a catch by Gimmick to set this play up, just dancing right through the EnVy defense, and then it sets up LJ for his third goal and a hat trick in game one.
Oh, the own goal off of Dries. I'm not sure if it really mattered in that scenario. He's the last one back, and LJ puts a screamer on net. He's got to get a touch, but LJ with the hat trick here in game number one. Gimmick 2 assists, and so far, Toasty not having to do too much, but he is holding down the back line very well.
LJ in the last minute of games might be the best player in this regional. He has been money, but Mist will take this away, and every time Oxygen starts to pull away, EnVy brings it right back.
That is not the player that you want to allow to see that ball go into the back of the net. That is a confidence builder right there, ladies and gentlemen, and the more he gets of those, the more he's going to start scoring in the further games. But still, down 1 goal, 30 seconds remain. Highly doable for Team EnVy.
LJ rolls one up, and Mist is all over it. And here goes Turbo for Dries, and a blistering shot blocked right in front. As Toasty misses here, and LJ gives way to Gimmick, so good communication at least out of Oxygen, but they've got to get out of the zone. 6 seconds left as EnVy tries to mount a comeback. Missed up ahead for Turbo, who's already up. Missed again. Got Toasty, but not the ball, and Dries has to go the length of the field all by himself, and he's obliterated at the end. LJ finishes the game off, as he's finished off just about every other game so far for Oxygen, and a 3-2 dub for OXG.
Great performance there in game one, and coming out making a statement to the rest of North America, saying this is not a fluke, that we are holding down that 5th spot and putting Team EnVy on notice here. As you were alluding to, Stacks, Team EnVy greatly need a win here, as for their first performance here in the regional, not too great, and need to get some wins here to start building up some points.
LJ's performance, very much a high performance. As you see the Mobile One high performance replay there, just the LJ highlight reel. And you saw a little bit of Gimmick there too, who's been an excellent table setter. He has not scored much for Oxygen in this event. Only 6 goals so far. Hasn't scored in at least 2 series so far, but it's been good enough. A lot of assists to set up that man LJ as we get ready for game 2 on Forbidden Temple. Subi, pressure's mounting now, especially on EnVy, because they are walking kind of a high wire act here. Not a great first regional. They got a lot of points out of this one, but they need a lot more to feel comfortable about their chances going forward in the winter split.
I mean, they've got to feel somewhat comfortable after game 1. They did not have a great game. It seemed like almost no offense was present there, and still kept it within 1, but LJ gets the double there and put it on target, but gets saved away as Turbo going to slow this ball down and gets it by Toasty. No boost in the tank.
Just Turbo thing.
The defense didn't know it.
Well, pitch by LJ. He didn't get the midfield boost. Tried to go back for that, and he might have beat Mist to the punch. He did. Now LJ has that waterfall down right to Mist. So those two have been at each other so far early in game 2. Toasty now. High up on the backboard over Dries, but Gimmick wasn't ready for a shot. And Turbo just trying to navigate traffic here. Pinch attempt just pops right back out for Mist. And this will be LJ and Toasty burning a lot of boost, jumping up for that. Opportunity for EnVy. Dries dropped down for Mist. Nothing there.
I got a lot to go, and the defense is going to be scrambled there, but Team EnVy can't capitalize on it, and great job clearing the ball downfield from Oxygen Esports, and Mist lets that one get away, but Turbo, one of those players that seemingly is always in the right place at the right time, able to push that ball back into the orange half. and gets a much-needed touch there as that shot from LJ was on target. And Drees, good defense and better defense from the crossbar there is Oxygen denied on that push on offense.
Old Ironside's the fourth teammate everybody needs in Rocket League, and it worked out that time. Now Gimmick up for LJ, and he just veers off for the midfield boost. That's not there. Gimmick, Toasty rather, will take it instead. And he'll have Gimmick in support behind him, but Drees goes right over top. EnVy playing in a much slower, more possessive game, and Toasty very happy to see the attack not moving at breakneck pace downfield. Drees will pop that over to the side. There's nobody over there, though, except LJ. And that's the worst-case scenario for EnVy, the way LJ's been playing today.
Oh.
That's popped away, and Toasty can't catch up. Miss scores. EnVy's got their first lead.
All EnVy's been doing this entire game is just holding on. That's their second shot of the game, both coming from Mist, and all he needed to do was slot it in between the dotted lines. And like you said, Stacks, first lead of the series, and Team EnVy doing a much better job here in game number 2. Game number 1, they allowed 2 goals within the first minute of gameplay, and so far, we're halfway through game 2, and Oxygen Esports has nada up on the scoreboard.
The leading scorer of all players currently on the pitch has just added his second, 16 now in the tournament for Mist. That will skip right back out. Gimmick got hit from behind by Mist. And that's an opportunity for Drees to just lob to the backboard. Turbo trying to drop it right back down to him. And Toasty stuffs the play.
Again,
you do have to be a little faster. You'd have to imagine if you're going to beat Toasty and this Oxygen defense. I think that one shot from Mist kind of an aberration.
Absolutely, but that speaks to the over-aggression from Oxygen Esports and overconfidence, thinking that they can kind of just push that ball downfield at will as Drees just launches that one in backboard, turned away. And so far, Oxygen, not too many mistakes, but we have seen a few double commits, and that's something to definitely keep your eye on as EnVy can capitalize on that.
Out to the corner as Toasty can't play that forward, but Gimmick, little boost steal, could set things up for Oxygen. LJ gonna get this right back from Gimmick. Gimmick a little too far back, though, to be immediately part of the play. That's a great pass, though, to Toasty, and he goes right at the defense. A challenge fastball, and they couldn't catch up to it.
Ready, aim, fire, and someone other than LJ gets their first scratch here as Toasty puts his name up on the board. And who is it? None other than Gimmick, setting that one up yet again. Doing such a great job with this Oxygen Esports crew.
And now how does EnVy answer? Because they've had an answer to most Oxygen goals so far. Gimmick, stopped by Drees. Nobody back after another demolition. And still no shot out of the EnVy attack. That's a big break for Oxygen. Mist will try again. He's got Drees underneath, Turbo to his left. Drees comes up, Turbo still can't commit on the play. But then Toasty whips on it, and finally Gimmick has to jump up and just get in Turbo's way. That was a very awkward sequence. This is still not pretty at all. Oxygen in survival mode right now, and they finally get a clear out of LJ.
And right now, Turbo Pulsa just off sync. Can't quite find his rhythm in the rotations. We've seen a few plays where we expect him to be rotating in, putting a challenge or a shot on target, and he's nowhere to be found. But 15 seconds to go here. Game all knotted up, and Mist gets turned away as Team EnVy starting to march downfield.
Well, this is where LJ becomes the Grim Reaper LJ, but right now he's on defense, trying to start the counterattack or at least maybe play for OT. That's exactly what happens with that big clear. Overtime in game 2. Surely a must-win for EnVy to avoid having to reverse sweep for survival, as Oxygen looking to get one step closer to solidifying their mark for the winter major. Here's Gimmick, top corner, Oxygen 2-0.
Oh, what a tough spot if you're Drees on the goal line. You expect the double there. Toasty pulls off last second. Great comms from Oxygen Esports from Gimmick, recognizing that he had the hard shot on target setting up, and he nails it.
LJ taking a back seat and finally letting anybody else score on this Oxygen roster. Toasty and Gimmick rise to the challenge. Gimmick with his first goal in a while.
Yeah, but I think a lot comes from zero offense from Team EnVy. Sure, we saw the ball in the orange half, but no shots in that entire game from Dries or Turbopolsa. Yep. And you are not going to win too many games if you're only having one player really generating all of your offense. And I said it from the very beginning. You got to slow down Mist, and that's exactly what Oxygen has been doing.
People meme sometimes about Mist and his hours or lack thereof sometimes. Guess what? Somebody has shown up to this series. His name is Mist. He needs some teammates to help him out here. Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very quick exit from the lower bracket. Still got one more game to turn things around, but it is not looking good for Team EnVy. It's looking great for Oxygen, though, as we go to iconic DFH Stadium. Could be the final game of EnVy's tournament run.
And Turbo puts that one on the wrong net.
Well, that's one of the better EnVy shots we've seen today. Unfortunately, it's at the wrong net.
It wouldn't be anything other than a Turbopolsa own goal, but doesn't come to fruition. But in my opinion, Stacks, I really think Team EnVy right here needs to try and not overthink things, and I think they just try and just over-aggress the field as Turbo can't get that one to go in, and the soft touch can't find its mark either, but that's the first good offense we've seen from Team EnVy in quite a while.
Not a lot of sustained attacks resulting in multiple shots on target. Not a lot of rebounds for Team EnVy. They have been one and done, or none and done, as has been the case a bit. Dries' shot sent away by LJ, and now he's only got Turbo to beat, but he can't get the shot on target, just doing all he can to keep that central. This goes all the way across. LJ will take charge. And now Mist. He's been the guy so far for EnVy. Dishing off, though, to Turbo. The shot sent away easily. And then a backflip. Might have been a bump there as well.
Yep.
LJ against Turbo, and that goes across as well. Well defended by Turbo, and it had to be.
Yeah, I love that bump that we just saw put on Dries. He was coming up to put that shot on target and gets bumped off of the play and immediately leads to some offense coming out from Oxygen. But still, minute and a half gone by, no goals for either side, and EnVy doing a great job of keeping the Oxygen offense at bay. So far, only one shot allowed for Team Oxygen, and honestly, it might have been that own shot from Turbopolsa.
Well, LJ and Dries getting locked up on the side. They do break free, and it's Turbo around Gimmick through LJ, but again, everybody else so far back. One up, two back. Doesn't quite work out at this level. Here's Turbo. Now we'll have the team break it out in formation with him, but now they all just kind of start almost ball hawking a little bit. Everybody's kind of drifting over towards the ball. Nobody really spreading out when the attack starts. Gimmick ends up in the net. Couldn't get a piece of Mist. Now the team breaks out. Dries was waiting for a pass that never got there. Turbo will try to hit him this time, but he's so far back now. And the offense still just not quite in sync for EnVy. Oxygen not letting them get comfortable at all.
Now the positioning for Team EnVy right now is just off. They're all bunched up or they're all spread out, and it's really tough to find each other on passing plays when you don't know where each other are, as Dries gonna put this one into the corner. 2 minutes to go here in game number 3 as Oxygen looking to sweep Team EnVy, and Team EnVy needing a reverse sweep to keep things alive, and Dries and Gimmick trading demos there. Mist gets that ball out, and he's got a 1v1, keeps that alive. Great 50, but ball's gonna just kill itself on the goal line, and Team EnVy gonna try and start things up.
That's a great stop by LJ, getting back, realize the urgency of the situation. And we're getting to be winning time here for LJ and Oxygen. What other heroics might he have up his sleeve? Nothing. It's Mist instead, who scores his third.
Great offense here as Turbo saw the shooting lane was completely covered up. Hits Mist on a dime, and Mist puts that one perfectly on target. Team EnVy, great breakout offense.
Turbo going around LJ. And Toasty couldn't quite get there to get a clean win, but now missed. Burning a little more time off the clock. You gotta feel like, though, EnVy gonna need an insurance goal to feel really confident. Turbo got a chance here. Snuffed out by Gimmick. Toasty's got options. Going for LJ. Why wouldn't you? And Toasty's shot on the follow-up is set away by Mist. The excellent defender comes through again.
Oh, but chaos in the orange half, and Toasty comes out with a shot on target, and great challenge there by Mist to keep that ball slowed up, put it towards the goal line, but LJ gets bumped off that one, and Team EnVy need to hold on for 40 more seconds.
What a catch by Gimmick, and he beats two on the double commit. Toasty was going after Turbo Pulsa, not in position for the pass. Now LJ, double, not on target, and Turbo plays it in behind Drees and out of danger temporarily. 25 to go as LJ dumps it back into the deep corner and just looking for any support at all, but everybody's so far back. Gimmick might have got a piece of this as Toasty can get it out of the corner. 13 to go now as here comes Oxygen looking for more last-second heroics. Drees out towards LJ, who's got to cut this.
Great catch.
Gimmick was still waiting in behind. It's his turn. No, it's Toasty, and he couldn't get there in time, and EnVy survives.
Oh, that was a millimeter from being a screamer on target. And Team EnVy just get away by a thread. What a game and what a performance from Team EnVy. But I love that passing play that we saw between Turbo and Mist to get the only goal in game number 3. Finally, we see some offense coming out from Team EnVy.
Yeah, it would have been the easiest thing to just throw a shot on target. Maybe you get a rebound coming out to you, and more likely it just gets cleared away or blocked right in front. Instead, selfless play, hit, missed. He's had a hot hand so far in this series. Why not? It worked that time for EnVy, and now they live to see Utopia Coliseum. One step away from Champions Field and turning the entire North American standings on their head.
You know, there's a West Coast too, Stacks, okay? Don't forget about us over
West
here.
Coast.
No, but other than that steal we saw from Turbo Pulsa in game 1, it has been all Mist for Team EnVy, and we know what Drees is capable of, and he has been awfully quiet as LJ gets that double tap on target, and Mist very patient there and smartly waiting on the goal line for that shot to come through.
Oh, Toasty had that go right down to Turbo Pulsa, who will greatly claim this, and EnVy's got a lead again.
What am I saying, Stacks? Right place, right time.
Yep.
There's Turbo Pulsa, just puts the bouncer right over LJ's hood and gets his second of the series and an early lead here for Team EnVy. Quickest goal so far that we've seen from him.
It's uncanny. Turbo's ability to always be exactly where he needs to be.
Bump.
Oh, he couldn't get Gimmick, though, as this will go downfield, and Oxygen might have caught a break there.
Oh,
Demolition, and Toasty pushed it wide. Oh, if he could have that one back, well, he could, and he sets it up for Gimmick.
Oh, you knew it was going to happen eventually. Just chaos for Team EnVy as Drees bumps into Mist right out of the spawn. Unfortunate situation, but Oxygen Esports capitalizes and ties it right back up.
Back and forth they go. We had a great opener between Rogue and Xset. Got another one brewing here. Not much separating Oxygen and EnVy now. Thrown over to the left side, Turbo backflip. He can still stay with this play, but now LJ has it. Looking for that midfield boost. Doesn't give him the kind spawn. Now it's Gimmick. This could waterfall down if Drees isn't there. We haven't said Drees' name a whole lot, but he has been a calm defensive presence as well. And it really relieved a lot of pressure that Oxygen's tried to apply.
Oh, missed. Giving some room, but LJ so quick to get there and can't quite find the bump there on Turbo Pulsa as he gets a neutral 50-50 and not sure what to do there, so just decides to push that ball downfield and get Drees involved. And speaking of Drees, like you were saying, Stacks, still yet to get involved offensively. It has been all missed in Turbo, but more specifically missed as things have slowed down here for both teams. Is LJ awkward off the side wall inside the net and can't make contact on the ball.
It's another Turbo goal. It's just unreal. Unreal.
Oh, he's got to play with about 27 rabbit feet in his pockets or something. He's the luckiest guy I have ever seen.
It's unbelievable. 2-1. EnVy will take it. Turbo thought about this and said he'll give way to Dries. Dries credited with the assist on that goal. That's the first goal he's had any participation in. No goals yet for Dries in this series. As he plays this ahead, he won't have much support coming here. Now it's Toasty right at Mist. That's where Mist value is, especially on the defensive end. He's been doing everything so far, though, offense and defense for EnVy in this series. But when he is allowed to focus on defense and be that specialist, he can keep a lot of teams, even the best in the world, off the scoreboard. He's working on offense here, setting up Dries with the rebound, and LJ just stands his ground in the corner. Nothing there. Turbo, another win, though. And this could be an opportunity again for EnVy, if not for that big clear from Gimmick.
Before that clear, it was just all because of the annoyance of Turbo, just getting bumps, just going for boost steals, just being where he shouldn't be, and Oxygen continually wondering, why is he here? What is he doing? And puts himself out of the play here as Dries just kind of launches that one forward and hands over possession right to Oxygen as Turbo gets a good challenge, but LJ reads it beautifully and fires it right upper 90.
I don't hate where this ball ended up, even though it is laterally. I hate the fact that nobody else realized, oh no, that's a bad ball. Somebody's got to go up for it. Nobody did. LJ gets a clean look, does not disappoint. His first goal since the hat trick in game 1. Oh, missed over one for Dries. Got a double lined up and he couldn't put it on target.
Still waiting to see his first scratch here. And very, very quiet as Toasty gets a double demo. And LJ gonna capitalize on that one, but it all stems from the beautiful demo work from Toasty.
That's amazing. Toasty actually got knocked away on the first demo and still managed to get downfield. That's wild. Toasty's gonna leave this for LJ. And again, why wouldn't you? LJ picking it right back up from where he left off in game 1. Another demo from Toasty. Here's LJ to put the series away. Toasty can't convert, but LJ can get this back to Gimmick, and they are just passing circles. They did this to version 1 as well yesterday. Literally dribbled circles around them. Now they're passing circles around EnVy, but there's still time. Less than a minute to go. Turbo determined not to exit here. Gonna need some help though from Dries and Mist. As Toasty's got this, Turbo's all over it. Needs bodies forward as Mist just waits to see what Gimmick has. That's real patient. Even down a goal with 40 seconds left, back against the wall. No panic out of EnVy.
Well, they need to start panicking soon as 30 seconds remain, and they cannot get this offense started as Oxygen doing a great job, but Mist slow thing up and puts it right inside of Gimmick. Beautiful shot placement coming out from Mist.
Yeah, this is great from Dries as well. Again, not selfishly taking the shot, realizes Mist has a better look, hits them, all tied up with 25 to go. How will Oxygen break EnVy's hearts this time?
Oh boy.
Well, it may work out, though. Dries is real awkward on the back wall. It worked out okay. Though Turbo takes out Toasty. That's kind of a reversal of roles. Down to 10 seconds. Toasty looking for LJ, not a clean pass, as Gimmick will keep this alive at the center line. 4 seconds, drop down, Turbo, clean win, and Toasty brings it right back in. Overtime looming unless Oxygen has another last-second miracle in them. And that will send us down to ground. We go to overtime again. If EnVy scores, we go to Champions Field. If not, Oxygen pulls further away from the rest of the pack in North America.
Uh-oh, not a great play there from Drees, but Turbo able to get a good challenge there in midfield, and here comes Mist, but beat out by Toasty, and Drees gonna have to try and slow things down, allow Turbopulsa to get back on defense, which he does. And Team EnVy looking to start their offense, but no one there to follow that push forward from Turbo.
Oh, that was real bizarre out of Gimmick and Toasty, and still managed to break free. David Copperfield would have been impressed by that effort. As this dies at midfield, Toasty trying to generate a rebound. None coming as that goes right to Drees, right to Mist, point-to-point passing for EnVy as they get out of danger. Now Turbo to force game 5, not happening this time.
Yeah, Drees with his head down, looking for demos, looking for bumps, couldn't make contact with any of them as Mist tries to go for Toasty there as well as Gimmick. Got some space and gets met midair by Drees, and now it's Team EnVy's turn at offense as Drees pushes through the corner. Turbopulsa pushes that ball forward, but not able to put that one on target. And Oxygen, you can see them continually looking for LJ. They know that kid has ice water in his veins.
He's at the back right now, coming up to meet Drees, and Drees won that one at least. But Gimmick ahead, LJ still there for the win, and Mist has the easy save. Oh, they made it look a lot easier than it was. Even still, Turbo though, empty net, and we're going to Champions Field.
Oh boy, Turbopulsa coming through. Great positioning here to steal that one away and just feathers that boost to put it on target. And Team EnVy, they started out slow, but they're pushing through to the finish line. And we have a neck-and-neck race between Team EnVy and Oxygen Esports.
Coming to the home stretch here. 2 weeks ago, we couldn't buy a 4th game out of any of these series on day 2. Now, back-to-back trips to Champions Field as EnVy has risen from the ashes. A team that looked like they were dead in the water gets a 1-0 shutout, and then they win a shootout. And now, it is time, Subi. Another deciding game to start off day 2.
And when we were continually asking, where is he? What is he doing? He finally steps up in game 4. Drees with the playmaker to send Team EnVy to Champions Field, presented by NASCAR.
NASCAR bringing you this look of Champions Field. We are ready to go. Our second trip here today. Second maybe of many more. One game to decide a whole lot in the North American standings. For Oxygen, the mental barrier they have to overcome now after being so close to closing out EnVy. They let them get one, and they have not been able to close them out still.
Yeah, you got to think right now, Team EnVy on cloud 9 and Oxygen Esports starting to doubt themselves. But got to make sure those feelings don't get too high, too low. Keep everything in check as Drees trying to get demos on that back line. Can't do so, but Mist keeps things alive and gets that full boost pad at midfield, which could do well for their offense. But LJ off the ceiling, gets the touch and can't quite tuck it under the crossbar. But good showing there from Oxygen Esports.
Double demo though, it's still loose, and LJ scores! Again, chaos in front of the net. Toasty and I believe it was Turbo ran into each other. That leaves LJ all alone.
Did not expect that if you're on Team EnVy, but when you're playing against the best teams in the world, you always have to expect the unexpected as Team EnVy find themselves down early, which hasn't happened since game number 1. No way.
6th goal, make it 7 in the series for LJ, who now ties Mist at 18 for the tournament off a fantastic feed from Toasty.
That double tap in the corner is just filthy.
Oh.
You could tell defender not expecting that at all. Already pushing forward to try and read the ball coming out of the corner, but guess what? It's nowhere to be found as Toasty sets up LJ, like you said, for yet another goal. This kid is just dominating.
Up back out to Mist. He's got a drive lined up, and Gimmick clears this away. All hands on deck defensively for Oxygen in a rare instance where they're facing shot after shot from Team EnVy, and they're up to the challenge here. Gimmick downfield for LJ, drop down for Toasty, who's a little too far back. And now it's all on Gimmick. Oh, what a bump though by LJ. He got a piece of mist and disrupted the play.
Turbo got a demo as well, but that kind of put him out of position. A little over aggression, pushed him forward, and it starts this offense we see from Oxygen. LJ gets the double tap, but can't quite find Gimmick. A little too far behind him, but I love the idea of trying to go double tap off that back wall into a pass midfield. So hard to read this Oxygen Esports offense.
You can imagine Gimmick right now in the comms just going, hey, stop passing me. I do the passing, you guys do the scoring. This has worked so far. LJ up ahead to Gimmick, who's doing the passing, but this goes deflected away. Toasty was waiting. And now LJ gonna sky this up for himself. Toasty's gonna take charge. He may have enough to continue playing this. He does. Gimmick just waiting for the ball to come down. It does not get there. Turbo sweeps it away, but now LJ, bouncer in, easily stopped by Drees.
And if you're Team EnVy, don't leave that net open, first thing, but second thing, you'd like to get a goal in the next 30 to 45 seconds to feel comfortable trying to tie it up as Drees gets around the entire defense.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy, Miss gets the much-needed touch
Wow.
for Team EnVy to keep that one out of the back of the net.
Boy, that would have been absolutely heartbreaking. But EnVy still has life. Couldn't get Gimmick, though, could Turbo, as this drops down in front. And Turbo goes underneath that ball. That's a chance now for Oxygen to break free, but brought back in. Drees to the corner. Turbo just camping out of midfield. You haven't noticed nobody actually demos Turbo while he's sitting out there waiting for the pass to come in? Everybody else in the world just gets obliterated, and there it's like, nah, it's Turbo. He's old, he can't score, and then he does.
Well, yeah, he gets those turbo goals, as we call them, as Miss puts a hard one on target, but Toasty and LJ combine powers to turn that one away. Toasty with yet another save on target, and just as Team EnVy looked like they were warming up, Oxygen pushes the ball all the way back into the blue half.
Drees will let this go as he turns around to start the counter. Missed. Has Turbo as an option. Turbo's like, nah, bring it down to the ground. We got this. Down to a minute, though. They got to go. Led missed a little too far as Gimmick got there for the challenge. This goes right back onto the EnVy half, and it will roll back wall. Even more bad news for EnVy. What a save, though, to keep them alive. That's Turbo taking maybe the save of the match, but they've got to get downfield. They only have 35 to work with. Missed, trying to bully through two. Toasty got a piece of that one. Turbo for Drees, and the youngster can't score here. Mist is up. Double on the way, and that's blocked as well. One more from Turbo, and there's still life for EnVy.
Look at Mist flying through the air, keeping things alive. Not only gets the double, gets the dunk, and 2 go for Oxygen Esports. Crucial air in the waning moments of game number 5.
We've been piling the dirt over their grave, and a hand has just reached up. There's still a chance for EnVy. Down a goal with 15 to go now. That just gets by LJ. And now Mist needs a double. He's got it. Turbo now out to Drees, who might not have expected that ball coming out where it did. 3 seconds left. No time on the clock for EnVy as they go coast to coast. Turbo down the middle. That's off the backboard. Drees can keep it alive, but nobody else can, and Oxygen survives Champions Field.
Oh my goodness, you held your breath for almost 30 seconds there for Oxygen Esports as Team EnVy did everything in their power to force an overtime. 10 shots on target for Team EnVy. Just seemed like whatever they were trying to do on offense, Oxygen Esports always had an answer.
We've had 2 fantastic series that have absolutely delivered high drama as Oxygen survives. They stave off the reverse sweep effort from Team EnVy. And what this means in the standings, of course, EnVy finishes this event at 220 points for the winner split. 380 now, and counting perhaps, for Oxygen Esports. They await the loser of one of our upper bracket matches, and they won't have to wait very long. We've got our upper bracket coming your way right after this.